Welcome to the Grand African Union Summit, the setting of Paul B. Vitta's sharp and satirical novel, Fathers of Nations. The continent's leaders gather, full of big words and empty promises. They are there to discuss the future of Africa. But, behind the fancy speeches and grand gestures lies a biting commentary on power, corruption, and the struggle for true freedom. Vitta doesn't hold back. He throws us right into the thick of it, exposing the absurdity of it all. These so-called fathers are more interested in enriching themselves than serving their people. We quickly see the disconnect between their words and their actions. The summit becomes a stage for their hypocrisy. They preach unity while clinging to power. They talk about progress while their citizens starve. This is the heart of Fathers of Nations, a satirical look at the state of Africa, told through the lens of this crucial gathering. We meet a cast of characters as complex as the continent itself. Each embodies a different facet of African leadership, or, honestly, the lack thereof. Chairman Deng, the aging revolutionary, clings to power, a relic of a bygone era. Dr. Afolabi, the eloquent but out-of-touch academic, represents naive idealism. President Bagada, the epitome of a corrupt dictator, lines his pockets while his people suffer. Professor Kimani, a cynical intellectual, observes the charade with a mix of amusement and despair. And then there's the ever-present IMF representative, a symbol of the West's continued influence on Africa. These characters are not mere caricatures. They are fully realized individuals with their own motivations, flaws, and complexities. Through their interactions, Vitta paints a nuanced picture of the challenges facing African leadership. He exposes their ambitions, their betrayals, and their ultimate failure to uplift the continent and its people. Vitta masterfully weaves together several major themes. One of the most prominent is failed leadership. The so-called fathers are more interested in self-preservation and enrichment than in serving their people. Corruption is rampant, with leaders shamelessly exploiting their positions for personal gain. Neocolonialism also rears its ugly head as Western powers continue to exert their influence over the continent, often at the expense of its people. This betrayal of the African dream is a recurring motif. The promise of independence has given way to a new form of imperialism, with global financial institutions calling the shots. Amidst the satire, Vitta highlights a deeper struggle, the quest for unity in a continent divided. Tribalism, ethnic tensions, and personal ambitions constantly undermine any hope for a united Africa. This internal struggle is just as damaging as any external threat. Despite the heavy themes, Fathers of Nations is not without humor. Vitta employs satire and dark comedy to expose the absurdity of the situation. He makes us laugh at the same time he makes us think. We see the poverty and suffering of ordinary people juxtaposed against the extravagant lifestyles of their leaders. This contrast is stark and unsettling, but it also highlights the resilience of the human spirit. Even in the face of adversity, there is still hope, still a desire for a better future. The youth in particular represent this hope. They are disillusioned with the older generation, but they haven't given up on their dreams of a better Africa. Fathers of Nations leaves us with a sense of uncertainty. Will these self-proclaimed fathers ever truly serve their people? Will the continent ever break free from the shackles of its past? Vitta offers no easy answers. He simply holds up a mirror to the complexities of Africa today, forcing us to confront the uncomfortable truths and to question the possibility of real change.